Hello, fam, faves, likes, and loves, and those souls I've yet to meet. It's Jeffrey DeShawn here with your Tuesday Pep Talk. Now, this week's Pep Talk is themed As You Are. Yes, as you are. What do I mean by that? As you are. Not as they are. Not even as you were. As you are. I arrived here today because in my own journey to self-discovery, self-trust, self-love, I recognize that for most and many, when we step forward in life, whether that's as a child, middle school, or high school, or as a young adult coming out of high school or out of college, when we step into new spaces, we usually do so from the lens of as they are. Whoever the they is, that they can be your parents, it could be a sibling, it could be your mentor, it could be your pastor, it could be your coach, it could be your troop leader, it could be a best friend. But oftentimes we step forward from the lens of the as they are. It could be a supervisor, right? Or a mentor who I used to handle, when I stepped in those business meetings, I handled it this way, right? It could be anything, but we often do it as them, not as us. And I find when my coaching, as folks have moved forward in life and had different experiences and made the decision to make different adjustments in their life, right? As you become more centered in who you are as a person, things begin to change within yourself. And as you change, your expressions change, right? Your habits change. And you can bump up against the as you were, which is, yeah, well, I liked you as you were. Right? And in that, you can find yourself stuck in the middle between the as they are and the as you were. And when you find yourself stuck in that place, it is often hard for people to move forward. The inertia is heavy and gripping because the as they are is very gripping as a foundation of your beginnings, and the as you were is hard to let go of, particularly because that's comfortable and you know what that has been and who is in that space, right, when you are the as you were, and you know what comes with the as they are, but you can find yourself stuck. It's almost like being in a tennis match. And so I want to encourage you today to begin to step forward as you are. Take advantage of, I talk about the power of the pause, to do some reflection on what have you taken from the as they are that has helped build a solid foundation, that has helped strengthen you, help empowered you, help point you in a positive direction. And then I want you to look at the as you were and look what you've learned from those experiences. What has that taught you about yourself, taught you about others and the world around you, and strengthened your perspective and understanding of your gifts and talents and abilities. Because what happens when we step forward in the lens of the as they are, or the as we used to be in the as we were, you are not tapping into your toolbox of gifts and talents and abilities and visions. You today, as you are, have a toolbox, right, of gifts and talents and abilities that the world is thirsting for as you are. And until you begin to really help yourself come to knowing and understanding about that which you are, as you are, and the gifts and talents and abilities and the visions and perspective that you have, it's quite hard to step out into the world and share it with anyone, because what you're sharing isn't yours. It might be theirs as they stepped into the world and their perspective, or it might be as you were, but it's not as you are. And I can speak to this because I have been there. In a world of fear and shame and guilt, I have stepped forward, often navigating fear and shame and guilt, justifying fear and shame and guilt. And I'm going to tell you, that is not who I am. I am a faith walker. I am a all things are possible believer. I am a believer in God and Christ, and that everything manifested in this world is at our disposal. And because of that, combined with the as you are that I believe God has put into each and every one of us, when we tap into the as we are, you know what I'm going to say if you follow me, all things are possible and nothing is out of reach. You see, I've struggled for a long time trying to navigate the shame and navigate the doubtfulness and the fear and anxiety of an over-politicized world, when I truly believe that there can be no suffering. I truly believe that we can choose to create a world without suffering, a world without fear. I truly believe that when each and every one of us taps into that which God has put in us for us to pour out into the world, that all things are possible and nothing is out of reach. So for me, in the as they are or the as I was, is letting go of fear, shame, doubt. And that had to start with myself. Because from my lens of existence, despite all the chaos manufactured and chosen in the world, truly all things are possible and nothing is out of reach for you if you step forward in the world, harnessing courage and boldness as you are. That which you have been charged to bring into the world. Tapping into your toolbox. Because when you step out as the as they are or the as you were, you're using their tools. You're walking forward on their perspective. You're not tapping into the gifts and the talents and the abilities that have been placed in your toolbox. And what I'm going to tell you, when you decide to tap into your toolbox and pour out into the world that which is authentically you as you are, oh, not only will it be received, it will be thirsted after. Because the world is waiting for that which you have to give. I'm Jeffrey DeShawn, the Inspired Muse, and this has been your Tuesday Pep Talk. Go forward this day, this week, this month, this year, as you are pouring your gifts and talents out into the world. And you will see and discover that truly all things are possible, and there is nothing out of reach.